Tired of feeling stressed, stuck, and drained? Want a simple, yet incredibly effective way to find peace, finally get a good night's sleep, and attract more positivity and abundance into your life? Then get ready to discover a 1,000-year-old secret jealously guarded by Buddhist monks, which has the power to radically transform your existence. This is not a fairy tale, nor yet another empty promise of instant wellness. It is the true story of how an ancient ritual, which you can practice in the comfort of your own home, using simple and natural ingredients, can free you from stress and anxiety, unblock your vital energy, dramatically improve the quality of your sleep, and help you attract more harmonious relationships and unexpected opportunities. You will discover the story of Mai, a woman who, just like you, was looking for a way out of tiredness, frustration, and the feeling of being stuck. Thanks to the wisdom of an old monk and a purification ritual focused on the feet, Mai found the joy of living again and opened the doors to a new reality. You will learn step by step how to replicate this powerful ritual, following the precise instructions passed down from generation to generation. And if you stay until the end, I will reveal to you the real secret that makes this ritual so extraordinarily effective, a secret that goes far beyond the simple mixture of ingredients and gestures, a secret that resides within you and that, once discovered, will give you the power to transform not only your feet, but every aspect of your life. But before we continue, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to know when we publish new stories full of Buddhist wisdom. The morning sun, a golden disk just rising above the jagged mountain peaks, filtered through the bamboo leaves, intricately woven like lace by a skilled celestial craftswoman. The light, broken and diffused, painted the inner courtyard of the ancient mountain temple with strokes of golden light and dancing shadows. The crisp air, still fresh from the night before, smelled of ancient incense, sandalwood, pine resin, and the intoxicating promise of a new beginning, of an inner rebirth. In the center of this sacred space, imbued with silence and spirituality, sitting cross-legged on a simple zabuton, a square meditation cushion worn by time, was the old monk Ananda. His saffron robe, faded by the relentless sun, and numerous washings in the river that flowed nearby, seemed to emanate a light of its own, an inner luminescence that transcended the simple fabric. His eyes, deep and serene like mountain lakes on a windless day, reflected the wisdom of countless sunrises and sunsets. There were tired merchants coming from distant cities, with their shoulders bent under the invisible but oppressive weight of financial worries, of deadlines, of debts and credits. Farmers with calloused and chapped hands, faces marked by the burning sun and the incessant toil of working the land, often stingy and thankless. Young women looking for answers to questions they still did not know how to formulate clearly, to existential questions that whirled in their minds like dry leaves in an autumn vortex. Everyone had come there, driven by whispered voices, by stories passed down by word of mouth, by legends that spoke of Ananda's extraordinary wisdom, of his ability to soothe suffering, to show the way to inner peace, to reveal the secrets of existence. "Welcome, children of the earth," Ananda began, his voice a low, warm hum, like the deep, vibrant sound of a Tibetan singing bowl gently struck by a felt mallet. His voice, amplified by the surrounding silence, seemed to penetrate not only the ears, but also the heart and soul of each listener. "Today, I will speak to you of an ancient secret, a precious knowledge, jealously guarded and passed down from generation to generation, through an unbroken chain of masters and disciples, a ritual simple in its execution, but infinitely powerful in its ability to transform your lives, to alleviate your suffering, to open you to a new dimension of well-being and awareness." A murmur of expectation, a tremor of hope, ran through the crowd like a light breeze that stirs the leaves of a forest on a hot summer's day. Ananda smiled, an enigmatic, serene smile, which seemed to contain the wisdom accumulated in 1,000 years of meditation, contemplation, study of sacred texts, and careful observation of human nature. "Many of you have come here with heavy hearts, tired souls, and minds clouded by doubts, uncertainties, fears, and worries. You seek answers, you seek relief, you seek a way out of the labyrinth of daily suffering, the incessant wheel of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth? Well, the answer you seek, the key to open the door to serenity, to inner peace, to lasting happiness, is closer than you can imagine. It is literally before your eyes, under your hands, in your feet. A surprised silence, full of disbelief, skepticism, but also a spark of curiosity, fell over the crowd. Someone coughed nervously, breaking the almost unreal quiet. A woman, wrapped in a humble sari of raw cotton, cleared her throat, trying to find the courage to speak. "Master," he said in a thread of a voice, trembling with emotion and awe, "how can our feet, so often neglected, mistreated, considered an insignificant part of our body, be the key to our happiness, to our liberation from suffering?" Ananda nodded slowly, appreciating the sincere and pertinent question. His eyes, filled with deep understanding, rested on the woman gently. "The feet," he explained, patiently and clearly, "are our roots, our point of direct, constant contact with Mother Earth, with the primordial energy that nourishes us, sustains us, gives us life. Through them we absorb vital energy, the telluric force that allows us to walk, run, dance, live. But at the same time, our feet also absorb the tensions, worries, negativities, energetic waste that we encounter in our daily walk, in our interactions with others, in the places we frequent, even in our own thoughts." He paused, allowing his words to sink in. Imagine your feet as porous sponges, sensitive sponges, constantly absorbing everything they encounter, both positive and negative energies. If you don't clean these sponges regularly, if you don't care for them, if you don't free them of the impurities they've absorbed, what happens? This time it was a young woman, Mai, a weaver from a nearby village, who timidly raised her hand. Her eyes, usually bright and bright, were clouded by a subtle sadness, a tiredness that seemed to go beyond simple physical fatigue. "They get dirty," she replied, in a barely audible voice. "They become heavy, soaked with everything they have absorbed, both the good and the bad, and in the end, they can no longer perform their function. They lose their ability to absorb, to filter, to nourish." "That's right, my child," Ananda said with an encouraging smile, a smile that lit up his wrinkled face like a ray of sunshine piercing the clouds. "You have captured the essence of the problem. And when our feet, our vital roots, are overloaded with negative energy, emotional toxins, accumulated stress, our entire being is profoundly affected on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We feel tired, apathetic, confused, blocked, lacking energy and vitality. Life, instead of being a placid and crystalline river that we can navigate with serenity, with joy, with awareness, turns into a raging muddy torrent that carries us away, without giving us the opportunity to choose our direction, to express our potential, to realize our dreams." Ananda rose slowly, with the grace and fluidity of a willow that bends in the wind, but does not break. His movements, though slow and measured, did not betray any senile weakness, but rather a deep-rooted inner strength, a mastery of body and spirit that only years of assiduous practice could confer. He took a copper bowl, finely crafted with engravings of ancient mantras, sacred symbols that vibrated with subtle energy, filled with an amber, translucent liquid that gave off a delicate, intoxicating scent, an aroma that evoked images of flowering gardens, lush forests, and pristine mountains. "This," he announced, holding the bowl up so that all could see it clearly, "is an ancient concoction, a sacred recipe, a cleansing elixir, passed down from my masters and the masters of my masters through an unbroken line of oral transmission, almost since the dawn of time, since the earliest dawn of human civilization. It contains simple ingredients, readily available in nature, but extraordinarily powerful, with healing and cleansing properties known and used for millennia in various cultures and traditions." He specified in a calm and precise voice, "Pure sea salt, hand-picked from natural salt flats, where the ocean meets the land, where the water evaporates under the action of the sun and the wind, leaving behind sparkling crystals that contain the energy of the sea and the strength of the elements. Salt, since ancient times, has been considered a powerful purifying agent, capable of absorbing and dissolving negative energies, impurities, toxins, both physical and subtle. Sodium bicarbonate, a natural mineral, a crystal with alkalizing and rebalancing properties, to neutralize stagnant, acidic energies that accumulate in the body due to stress, pollution, poor nutrition, and negative emotions. Fresh ginger, finely grated or powdered, is a spicy and aromatic root considered in many Eastern traditions to be a true elixir of long life, to awaken the inner fire, our Agni, the metabolic energy that governs digestion, assimilation, and transformation, and to stimulate the circulation of blood and vital energy, prana in the Indian tradition, qi in the Chinese tradition. Citrus peels, oranges, lemons, mandarins, limes, juicy and colorful fruits, kissed by the sun, rich in vitamin C and essential oils, to infuse light, joy, optimism, vitality, to dispel sadness, depression, heaviness, and to elevate the spirit. And finally, a few precious drops of pure essential oils, carefully extracted from aromatic plants, lavender, to calm the agitated mind, to promote deep relaxation, to relieve anxiety, stress, insomnia, and to promote restful sleep, or sandalwood, a woody and sacred essence, venerated for millennia in the East, to elevate the spirit, to promote meditation. Ananda invited Mai, the young weaver, to come forward, to leave the crowd and approach him. He made her sit on a low-carved wooden stool, a simple object but solid and stable, and with slow, measured gestures, full of respect, of love, of compassion, he began to wash her feet with the aromatic mixture, pouring the warm water with a wooden ladle, delicately massaging the skin, the toes, the ankles, the soles of the feet. While performing this ancient gesture, this purification ritual, Ananda explained, each point of the foot, according to the ancient science of foot reflexology, an ancient discipline practiced in different cultures, from the east to the west, is connected to a specific organ of our body, to a particular emotion, to a different aspect of our life, to an energy center, a chakra. By massaging these points with love, with awareness, with intention, we stimulate the natural flow of vital energy, prana or chi, which flows through the meridians, invisible channels that run through our entire body. In this way, we dissolve energy blockages, release accumulated tension, promote the self-healing process of the body and spirit, restore balance and inner harmony. Ananda invited all those present, regardless of age, sex, or social status, to participate in the ritual, to experience firsthand the benefits of this ancient and powerful practice. One by one, men, women, and children, young and old, rich and poor, approached with humility, with curiosity, with hope, took off their sandals or shoes, symbols of their earthly identity, and immersed their feet in the smoking copper bowls, filled with the scented mixture, prepared with care and love. The air of the courtyard, previously silent and solemn, was filled with the delicate aroma of essential oils, the soft murmur of prayers, positive affirmations, words of gratitude, the sound of water flowing gently, like a mountain stream flowing down the valley. An atmosphere of peace, serenity, harmony spread throughout the environment, enveloping everyone present in a warm and reassuring embrace. Repeat with me, with your heart and mind, with full awareness, Ananda said, lifting his voice into a melodious chant, an ancient chant that seemed to come from time immemorial. I let go of everything that no longer serves me. I free myself from the burden of the past, from regrets, grudges, fears, worries. I open myself to peace, joy, abundance, health, prosperity. I welcome light and love into my life. Every step I take is guided by wisdom, compassion, truth. I am in perfect harmony with the universe, and everything flows in my life with grace, with ease, with naturalness. As the sun, now close to setting, began its slow descent toward the western horizon, painting the sky with shades of gold, orange, pink, and purple, the faces of those present, previously dull, worried, marked by fatigue and suffering, were visibly transformed, illuminated by an inner light. The eyes, previously dull and sad, now shone with a new vitality, a renewed hope. The smiles, previously timid, uncertain, forced, were now open, sincere, spontaneous, the expression of a profound joy that flowed from the soul. The hearts, previously heavy, oppressed, closed, now pulsated with a new energy, a new enthusiasm, a new love for life. Remember, Ananda concluded with a final blessing, a gesture of peace and love. This is not a magic ritual in the sense of a spell, a secret formula that solves all problems with a snap of the fingers, as if by magic. It is rather an act of deep awareness, a gesture of love towards oneself, a way of taking care of oneself, of honoring one's body as a sacred temple, a dwelling place of the spirit, of nourishing one's soul with the life energy of the earth, of reconnecting with one's true nature, with one's divine essence. He paused, looking into the eyes of each of those present, one by one, as if to imprint his words on their hearts. Do it regularly, he continued, with constancy, with discipline, with pure intention, with sincere gratitude, not as a duty, but as a pleasure, as a gift that you give yourself. And you will see your life gradually, but inexorably transformed into a garden of flowers, an oasis of peace, a work of art. Ananda took his leave, leaving the crowd immersed in a silence full of gratitude, of inner peace, of renewed hope, of deep awareness. The young weaver rose slowly, feeling light as a feather dancing in the wind, like a leaf carried by the current of a river. She knew that her journey of transformation, her path to happiness, had just begun, but now she had the tools, the knowledge, the inner strength, and the confidence to face it with courage, with serenity, with the certainty that every step, even the smallest, even the most uncertain, would lead her towards a fuller, more authentic, more meaningful, more fulfilling life. She knew that whenever she felt the need to find her center, to purify her energy, to reconnect with the source of life and inner wisdom, she could simply immerse her feet in that ancient and powerful mixture, following Ananda's instructions, and let the ancient wisdom, the energy of nature, and the power of intention take their course, guiding her towards healing and transformation. Mai turned for a last look at the temple, now bathed in the golden light of sunset. The shadows were lengthening, creating a magical and mystical atmosphere. She felt a deep gratitude to Ananda and for the gift he had given her, not only the recipe for the blend, but most of all the awareness of the power that resided within her, the ability to transform her life through simple acts of care and love towards herself. She continued her walk home, feeling the earth beneath her bare feet, the coolness of the grass, the solidity of the stones. Each step was an affirmation, a silent prayer, an act of faith. She felt rooted, connected, part of a greater whole. In the days and weeks that followed, Mai kept her promise. Every night before going to sleep, she prepared the mixture carefully, scrupulously following Ananda's instructions. It was not just a ritual of physical cleansing, but a sacred moment, a time dedicated to herself, to her care, to her well-being. As she immersed her feet in the warm, scented water, she closed her eyes and visualized all the tensions, worries, and negativities of the day dissolving into the water, like ink diluting in a raging river. She breathed deeply, letting the aroma of the essential oils calm her mind and relax her body. And slowly but surely, changes began to appear. They were not dramatic, miraculous changes, but subtle, profound, long-lasting transformations. First, she noticed an improvement in her sleep. Before, she would toss and turn for hours, tormented by anxious thoughts and worries. Now, she fell asleep easily and slept soundly, waking up in the morning rested and full of energy. Her mood also improved significantly. The subtle sadness that had accompanied her for so long began to dissolve, giving way to a serene joy, an unexpected optimism. She felt lighter, freer, more capable of facing daily challenges with courage and determination. But the changes were not limited to the personal sphere. Her work also benefited. Her creativity, which had seemed to have dried up, began to flow again with strength and vigor. Her fabrics, previously dull and lifeless, once again shone with bright colors and original designs. Customers, attracted by this new energy, returned to knock on her door, and her sales increased significantly. Her relationships with others also improved. The loneliness that had oppressed her for so long dissolved, replaced by new friendships and a renewed sense of belonging to the community. She felt more open, more welcoming, more available to others. Mai understood that the ritual of washing her feet was not just a symbolic gesture, but a powerful practice that had a real impact on her life on all levels. She had learned that taking care of her body, honoring her roots, purifying her energy, were acts of love towards herself that inevitably reflected on the outside world. One day, while walking through her village market, Mai met an old friend she hadn't seen in a long time. Her friend looked at her in amazement. "Mai," she exclaimed, you're different. You're radiant. What happened to you?" Mai smiled. "I learned the secret," she replied, "the secret of ancient wisdom. I learned to wash my feet." Her friend looked at her perplexed, but Mai explained the ritual, the deep meaning behind that apparently simple gesture, the transformative power she had experienced firsthand. Her friend, initially skeptical, let herself be convinced and decided to try. And so, Ananda's wisdom began to spread, from person to person, from village to village, bringing well-being, peace, and harmony to anyone who was willing to welcome it with an open heart and a receptive mind. And it all began with a simple gesture, an act of care, an ancient ritual, washing one's feet with a powerful mixture, an elixir of purification and renewal, a precious gift passed down through the centuries, a key to open the door to happiness and personal fulfillment. Mai's story became an example, a living testimony to the power of Buddhist wisdom, an invitation to rediscover the beauty and depth of ancestral practices, a reminder that true transformation always begins from within, from our body, our mind, our spirit, and all simply by washing our feet.